Hello, welcome. It is another After Sunset Sunday. I see I've got Katie and Judy in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. You guys were here early. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am going to, let me get that retreat link dropped into the chat. If I can even think of words tonight. It's going to be a night. It's just going to be a night. Let's see if Nightbot likes me. Apparently it's debatable. Nightbot is being a little picky. Welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here. I know Tiffany was just finishing up, so I figure everybody's going to drop in after that. Welcome in, Nanette. Glad you're here. All right, we're going to test Nightbot one more time and see if Nightbot is willing and able to work tonight. Welcome in, Susan. Glad you're here. Thank you. All right, and Melina. She's going to give the little one a bath and she'll be back. That is absolutely fine. Let's see. And Nightbot apparently doesn't like me for some reason tonight. We will play with him again later and see if we can get him going. See if we can get that retreat link dropped in. I did also put it in the description box below the video, so that one is there. However, the vote link is not there. So I'm going to see if Nightbot, there we go. Now Nightbot likes me. Okay. So we are going to, I'm going to pin the vote. So if you've not voted for the project that will be coming up in the second half of 2025, please go click that link, go vote, and come back. Welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here. As soon as Tiffany's live ends, we'll go to my laptop to watch. Absolutely, Susan. That is fine. So I pulled out an old project. This is back from December. This is the free paper piecing project. Let me go grab a link for you guys in case you have not seen this project before. If you are new to the channel, you haven't seen this, you don't know what I'm talking about. I issued out a free paper piecing project back in December of 2024, and it allows you to download and print your own little paper piecing sheets, so you can actually piece this along with me if you like, if that is something that you want to do. Let's see. Okay, I am in December, and for some reason I am not seeing it. Let's see. I'm looking, guys. There we go. There we go. Let me make sure I mute the audio. There we go. And I'm going to share this so you guys have a link to it. And let me go back in. Let me go computer. It is a computer night, guys. It is computer night. There we go. And welcome in, Sherry. Glad you're here. She says hello, Tammy and all. Glad you're here. So that is the link, and I will actually go and add it to the description box. So if you're watching this in the future, after the live ends, this is the link for the paper piecing pattern. I have not even finished one block. So tonight, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on trying to at least finish out one block so I can decide if I want to make more of them or if it's just going to be an orphan block and go on my orphan block pile. So this is actually two halves put together. Welcome in, Joan. She's from Springfield, Illinois. I've been there. It's been a while, but I've been there. I won't be on long as she has to work tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So guys, I did get some Happy Mail. I got a couple of different things in the Happy Mail. I got a box that has scraps. I got a box, and I got a quilt top that somebody sent me, and I got a die for my AccuQuilt Studio cutter, and this will cut a 4-inch square. It'll finish at 3.5. Guys, if you ever want to buy studio dies for me, I will not turn it down. Okay. If you want to know what I want, like what my wish list is, I do have an AccuQuilt wish list. I also, if you want to do exclamation wish list in the chat, I do have another wish list. I think it's Amazon maybe. And it's all stuff that I typically use. So you can always help my sewing studio keep running. You can keep it running for me. Okay, so guys, this is part of the reason I use this fabric. This fabric has some stains on it. You can kind of see, you know, just how badly stained it is. So I'm not using the stained parts. I am just using what I can. So that is a great thing to do with fabric that isn't in the greatest quality. You can always paper piece with it, and you can cut around any defects or any bad parts or anything like that. So when I did this originally in December, I did keep my pink and my yellow that go with this. I did keep it with the project, and I kept my black with this project. It is not the greatest material, guys. It is like super see-through, okay? I do not have a light shining through this, okay? It is that see-through. It is gauzy-like. It's very, leaves a lot to be desired. But one thing that you can do with fabric like this is you can back it. So once these paper piecing pieces, once I've got the backing paper off of them, the freezer paper off of them, then all I have to do is back it, like put some muslin behind it, and it will be good to go. It will be good to go. It will not cause an issue. So I still have the freezer paper left over from December when we were working on this originally. And so that's what I'm using tonight, is we are still using the same freezer paper from last December. And it does retain its stickiness. Who else has pulled out an old project lately? Has anybody been working on an old project? Something that you've put away, you kind of forgot about a little bit, and you just finally decided you were going to pull it out? Do you have any projects like that? Do you have any like that? So I'm going to sew right next to my fold on my freezer paper because I'm not going to sew through it. And I'll show you guys what this looks like. It's the same process that we did back in December, but I will show you guys again because if I'm working on it again, you guys can benefit from it again. So that is absolutely fine with me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I'm at the right spot. I've been working on all kinds of other stuff today, guys. I finished quilting a quilt. Sherry says no, she's not pulled out an old one. She started 3 new ones this week. Lord help her. Oh my goodness. Okay, so to be fair, Sherry, I almost pulled out a brand new project that you guys have not seen yet. That was almost what I did. But I was like, you know, let me not like let's not make another hole in my head. Let's at least finish one block of this, and then I can decide if I'm just going to orphan block it, which I think I'm going to do, because I'm just not loving it. Like, it's gorgeous and pretty and all, but I have so many projects that sometimes it's better to just orphan block something. If you've not heard of orphan blocks, what an orphan block is you've got a leftover block. It doesn't go to anything. It's not important for any reason. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. Like, you know, you just don't need it. Welcome in, Kathy. Glad you're here. Glad you have made it in. She says hello, everyone. All right, so I stitched, and I apologize that this camera is kind of jumpy like this. I don't know why. There we go. So I stitched right next to the fold on my freezer paper, so I did not stitch through the freezer paper. So when I press this out, I am going to press it to the freezer paper, so it will help hold it in place for me. So that is an advantage of using freezer paper, is it will help hold your paper piecing. It will help hold it, and especially with as thin as some of these fabrics are, it's great to do it that way. Susan says the quilt she is binding is one she started a year ago. Well, good job getting back to it. Hi, Jamie. She says, hi, hey there. She is the Quilting Compound. Glad you are in my chat. Thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. I don't know if I've seen you in my chat before, but I am so glad you are here tonight. So thank you, thank you. It's always nice to see names I haven't seen in a little bit or I've seen in other people's chats. It's really nice to know you guys can find me too. I know, I'm one of those people that's hard to find sometimes. Joan says she's pinned 3 quilts and she's used all the pins. Her machine is in for a spa day or weeks, so no quilting but still sewing with her Janome. Absolutely. That's a great way to use up your, to spend your time. Go ahead and get the non-sewing stuff done or the non-quilting stuff done. Yeah, that's a great time to do it. The knee is still in pain, so I know still. Oh, gotcha. Welcome in, Cynthia. Glad you're here. Glad you have made it. And guys, the retreat link is down below. If you've not voted on the project for second half of 2025, please go click the link at the top of the chat. It is pinned to the top. It is a vote link. And that is going to take you directly to my community tab where I've got a poll up there trying to figure out what I should be working on during the second half of 2025. So that is what, that's what we're going to do. Yay! And guys, if you've not checked out Kathy's channel over at My Hobby Home, please click her link and go subscribe, hit like, go watch a couple of her videos after we're done tonight. But go click that link so you've got that. And guys, if you have a channel, if you are a content creator, you are always welcome to do exclamation selfie in my chat. And that will give Nightbot the option to put your channel link in there, and provided Nightbot is cooperating, he will do it. He's a man. He doesn't always listen. Susan says, if it's any consolation, Kathy, I have 2 badly skinned shins from tripping over the wooden edge of a sandbox at the grade school. Oh my gosh. Oh, Kathy is saying she wants everybody to vote Yuletide. Oh my gosh. I know. Yuletide is so cute, isn't it? Yuletide is just so stinking cute. I personally do love Yuletide. It is a great project. It is a great project. And I could be doing this one and the mirror image at the same time, but I've already got the mirror image on this one, so I'm not going to bother doing the mirror image and this same version at the same time. When I do the next quarter of this, I will. So, Susan, we're not supposed to be tripping over things. You know that, right? I'm just making sure you know, right? There we go. Sherry's put her channel link in, guys. If you've not checked out Sherry's channel over at Sherry Yurton Quilt in My World, or My Quilting World, please go check her out as well. She has a lot of great content over there. Let's see. Laura says, Susan, I'm so sorry. I hope you heal quickly. Right? Right? That is always the hope. That is always the goal, is to heal quickly. Healing is the inevitable process that always takes forever. Let's see. Ouch. Kathy. You got to stop with that knee. Your knee has got to take a break on you. Like, it's got to stop giving you grief like this. We're going to be praying for your knee. Welcome in, Katie. Katie Crafts is here. Let's see. Susan was trying to coax a boy to go to line up. It was tripped by another kindergartner. Ow. Ow. They forget that we're not as young as they are. They get in such a hurry. They do. The little humans forget that the older people can break things. The little ones may not have always broken something by now. But us older ones, we break things. The weirdest bone I have broken, or the most memorable bone I've broken, I broke my left middle finger on my 16th birthday, closing the driver's side car door of my mom's car that I had driven to school that day. And she was getting my backpack out of the trunk, and I closed the door and slammed it on my finger, and no joke, broke the tip of my finger. I don't like that. MRI on the 13th, results on the 18th. Oh yeah, absolutely. Setting up a plan to repair is a great thing to look forward to. Absolutely great thing. I do have a longer add quarter, but I don't know where I've put it. I think it's in with my temperature rings, which I also need to work on. So it was either this or temperature rings tonight, and I decided to work on this. All right, so I've got the pink in there. So now I need to put the black on the outside edges, and then we'll be able to pull this one off. Welcome in, Pat. She says, good evening, one and all. I was watching Tiffany. Yes. I know she was getting so frustrated. Welcome in, Kathy, from Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. I've been following you all day. We have been on the subscriber circuit, it feels like. It has been a good day overall. Or at least, this afternoon's been pretty good. Can't complain too much. All right. 8 years ago, just getting the cast off from the ankle. I broke that. Ouch. That's not good. Gracious, Susan. You're not supposed to be breaking stuff like that now. Ankles are kind of necessary. Fingers aren't necessary as much as ankles are. They both hurt. But ouch. Ouch, ouch. So I broke a record at, I know, I'm changing the topic slightly. Yes, it has been fun, Kathy. You're so right. It's been fun on the subscriber circuit. So I broke a record yesterday. I brought home 3 quilt tops from Quilts of Valor so that I can get them quilted up for the group. And that is the most I have had prepped and ready to quilt from the Quilts of Valor group in a really, really long time. So all 3 of them got ready yesterday. Yesterday. Gosh, that was yesterday. Oh my gosh. It was yesterday. Crazy, right? That's been crazy. Well, Kathy, I am with you on the sitting in the chair and being the top chaos coordinator. I do that for my regular because I can't handle the standing all day. I did more standing today than I have in a while. Welcome in, Jess. Yes. I don't know. I didn't measure. I will see, but I believe it will. And with whatever changes I have to do to make it a little bit more zhuzh for it, yeah, I think it'll be just fine. One way or the other, it will work. Oh, Susan lost 6 weeks of work that spring. Ouch. That's a lot of work to lose. Everybody saying hello to Jess, who just got in. Glad you are here, Jess. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am looking forward to hanging out with you and William tomorrow night. It's going to be a fun night. I will be somewhat functional. We're going with somewhat, okay? So I have got a quilt to load on the frame. I got a quilt off the frame today. I finished up quilting a quilt. And I've got another one to put on the frame. It's a client quilt. I think so too, Kathy. I think there's plenty of extra. Welcome in, Zaza. Glad you're here. And I am tapping the puppy dog who has started to lick a paw. Oh, I did miss it again, apparently. I'm missing all the good nights. We got to tell William he's got to be able to laugh on the nights I'm there, too. Oh, I'm going to end up with a track record of not being able to, not ever being there on the good nights. Oh, you keep watching them on late Saturday nights. Yeah. I have been MIA a lot, just trying to function. Wow, down to only 95, smelling like smoke outside. That is not good. You were right, Susan. There we go. I think I got his attention that time. Oh. Yeah, I'm just talking to you, but I really need to set one camera up as a puppy cam. I just need to set that up, don't I? As he sighs and he's done fighting with me about it. So I got one quilt off. You know what? I'm going to show you guys, I think. Pal? Sir? Let's see. Let's see if he will stop. I'm having to tap him on his paw to get him to stop licking. So it's one of those days too. He's been sleeping all day and not grooming all day until now. Like right when I went live is when he started this. I don't know what the deal is. Apparently me not talking to him is triggering for him. I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay. So we are going to press this out. And this will give me a quarter. Or an eighth, sorry. An eighth. And I have the other eighth piece. So we can put these two together here in just a second. Currently trying to clean off my other desk so I can move my computer over and set up my shipping station on the one my computer is on. Ah, that sounds productive. That sounds very productive. All right, I'm going to rough trim so I don't carry all this fabric over to the cutting table. Not that it would make that much of a difference, but I just don't want to, I don't want to deal with it. It's too much. It's just too much. All right. So now that I am done piecing, all I'm going to do is use my regular ruler and lay it down to trim off all the extra. And anything that is an inch or bigger, I will save. And it will go into my 1 inchies box once it gets trimmed down. See, I'm working on designing a quilt I want to sew and submit to QuiltCon. Oh, fantastic. I need to be sewing on my State Fair quilt. I really need to be sewing on that, but I've finally decided which one's going to be my State Fair quilt for this year. Because I really need to sew on it, but I haven't been. Let's see. I sewed all but the top and bottom borders of my Wild West quilt top. Oh, fantastic. Ooh. Okay, so Kathy's already seen the fabrics just pulled out. Ooh. That's awesome. Zaza, how's your hubby doing? Is Laura's question. I will have to go see what you've done. Because I have not been able to catch up with anybody. I've literally just been floating in. It's been a week. It's been a couple of weeks. And it's about to be another couple more weeks. Welcome. Thank you, Kathy. She says, don't forget to give Tammy a thumbs up, please. Thank you so much. He's doing well, just a bit sore, says Zaza. Well, that's good that he's just sore. Oh, this fabric really stuck to this paper. Oh, boy. So it really, really stuck, guys. So we're going to see. We're going to see if the fabric will salvage. And we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. We are just going to go with it. And I don't know. It's a night. It's a night, guys. It would be cool to get a quilt at QuiltCon. I think if I made the one I was originally going to make for fair this year, that it would qualify for QuiltCon. But I have not been able to put any time and effort into it to get me there, so it's not gonna be there. Oh, you're so sweet. Susan says she needs to decide what quilts to make for the fairs and get busy with them. Yes. Jess says she has 3 designs in her book. Oh, cool. I could probably submit 1 or more of my quilts that I've designed to the fair and see what the judges think. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. Jess is doing a lot of research. Oh, you are the research queen. You are absolutely the research queen. Okay, so I press these open, so that's what I'm going to do to this one. Susan's hard when they leave the nest and aren't close by. Mine is over an hour away, which isn't too far, but she was back at home for 9 months. Have fun on your visit with her. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, missing family's never that much fun. Never fun. Yeah, it's not cool. I would love to do that someday, make a quilt for QuiltCon. Yeah, I would too. I tried to get into Paducah before, and I've not succeeded getting into Paducah. But QuiltCon kind of has a different edge to it from Paducah. So there's always a chance I could get into QuiltCon if I can't get into Paducah. I don't know. I know the judging is tight, and like even valuable entries don't always get in. So it'll be interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see. All right, so we now have another quarter. So this one still has the paper on because I sewed through the paper, but I'm not doing that on any of the rest of this. So that's what 2 of them together is going to look like. And I think I'm going to go ahead and sew it together so that I have a little bit of inspiration. Jamie says she's never tried getting into a quilt shirt. You ought to. You ought to. Even if nothing but for the aspect of having your quilts judged, it gives you a lot of insight on what the judges are looking for and what you might need to do differently in the future on your future quilt projects. And just remember, even if you get judged poorly, it is one judge's opinion on one day in the life of that quilt. So there may be somebody out there that absolutely loves your quilt, even though your quilt got judged poorly at a show. So don't sell yourself short, but entering is absolutely worth it. Oh yes, Jess says she can't wait to hear what they have to say so she can work on these. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, so there's that. That's 2 quarters into 1. So we're gonna see if I can continue to reuse this freezer paper. We're gonna say we can. We're gonna say that we can. The quilts at Paducah are so intricate and just amazing, above my level. Okay, so there's one. You know what? I'm not really vibing with this. Hang on. We're going to pull it out. We're going to pull it out because I want to show you. Because I was thinking about actually pulling it out tonight and starting in on it. So I don't know who of you remembers this. There was a quilt at Paducah called Santa's Loading Dock Quilt. So at the top here is the window with the North Star, Noel in the window. Here is Santa's sleigh with all the different things. There's the toy bag and all the toys popping out all over the place. Off to the side are all the names of the reindeer. And the workshop floor is actually a different piece. It is purple with stripes on it, like moving stripes kind of. Then off to the side of this, if we keep going off this direction, okay, off of the sleigh, there's little elves down here. Here's the workshop door. There's where the window is. Back behind this window, up on the blue wall back here, is actually, and behind the word Santa's Loading Quilt, it is a map. It is an honest to goodness map. At one point there is toys on the floor with a train and a bow. You're right, it is a lot of work. Okay, there's a calendar that goes behind where it says Santa's Loading Quilt on the cover. But here you can kind of see the world map. It has all of these different parts and pieces. And the one thing with this pattern, it is a book. Okay, so I had the book cut. It is both pieced and applique, Zaza. It is both pieced and applique. So the lady that designed it, Mary, I'm going to butcher her last name, so I apologize. Bouvia, I believe. She started working on this quilt while her husband was in the hospital. I don't remember all the details of why he was in the hospital. Maybe, I think, cancer. I honestly can't remember. But he was in the hospital. So, like, there's all these different little patterns in here for all the applique. And it says what you enlarge it to. This one is to 200%. And then it's how you can either do it raw edge, you can do it turn under, however you want to do your own applique for everything. But it's going to be a lot of tracing things out. The one thing that it doesn't do anywhere in this book is it doesn't tell you how to build the background. That is where a lot of people get stopped on this quilt. So she says, I just built it. I didn't think about it. Like, it wasn't, I'm planning this for a quilt. Or I was planning to enter this into Paducah. Or I was planning to write a book about it. There was nothing about that. It was just, here's kind of how I did it. Because not only are there the world map pieces, like North America, South America, Europe, Africa, etc. There's all those pieces of the map on the wall. But she actually did it with the latitude and longitude. So it has the curved lines on it that you would typically see if you took a map and flattened it out. So all of that is going into it. Before before the sleigh goes on there, before any of the toys go on there, before the reindeer names go on there, Santa's name is on here. There is just so many, for the toy shop, she says brick walls are first, then the door and latch, then the candy canes, then the wall lamp. It is literally laid out, but it's not laid out with any kind of master pattern. So everybody who's tried to recreate it has run into that same problem of we don't know how to create the background. So this is something that I do want to recreate because I do love Christmas. It is not my favorite holiday. It is my husband's favorite holiday. My favorite holiday is Halloween, but they don't have a Santa Claus for Halloween. So what I could potentially do is turn this into a Halloween themed Santa quilt, or I could just keep it true to the original. Granted, I wouldn't win any prizes for my work or anything like that off of it, I don't think, but it would be a lot of fun to be able to put all of this together. So that is on my eventually to-do list. Just saying. So when you guys say you have two quilts that are going to hang in the Dallas Quilt and Sewing Expo, I missed that. Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Jess. That makes sense. That makes sense for the other comment that you made. One of the others that I've got is McKenna Ryan, and I have all of the fabric and the patterns for each of the blocks that go into this. This one particular says Ballads from the Bay, block 1, and it has seals, and then some trees and leaves and mountains in the background, all of that. So what happens is you put all of those blocks together, and so there's the seal one that this package is, but then I have all of the packages for the other blocks. I believe this is the one that I have for everything. If not, I have a different one of hers to put everything together. So yeah, it's a lot of crazy amounts of applique, which I really don't enjoy applique, but I think for the purposes of this, it's kind of important. So I will do it, but I'm not going to do it raw edge. I'm going to do it turn under. So I'll show you guys how I do that when I get there. Jess says she will be MIA at the end of July. Oh my gosh. I wish I could go. I so wish I could go. Oh yeah, Susan's youngest lives across the country. Yes. It is harder when they live that far away. It is so much harder. All right, so I'm going to get back on task. I've had my moment of share. Oh, I do have one more share. Hang on. I will share the other thing that I have. Let's see. This is going to be up for sale in the July, Christmas in July. Oh, let me make sure I did not close something that I didn't mean to close. So bear with me. I somehow hit a button and I have no idea where my screen is. So bear with me, guys. I am so sorry. Let's see. Okay. There we go. I can now see what I am seeing. And let me close this and fix that. There we go. So I can see you guys and I can still see what I'm showing you guys, which is kind of important, I feel like. All right. So remember I told you we are going to do Christmas in July. So July, what did I say? July 29th. Yes, July 29th is a Tuesday. So we are doing the Super Chat giveaway. So Super Chat is still open, by the way, guys. So if you want to enter, you just send a Super Chat. And then Christmas in July, my quilts that I'm selling will be up for auction. So this is my Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt from Tree of Life. So it's in the color chestnut. And then it's quilted all the way down, I promise. I'm going to hold it sideways. And then, so the backing is quilted. You guys can kind of see the pattern. It's kind of a curly pattern. So the front is quilted in a brown with variegations in it. And bear with my loose threads, so I apologize. So that's the pattern right here. It goes that way and then goes upside down. So the front has the brown and the back has it in green. So I did use 2 different thread colors on it, and it's going to be bound in this green material. Kathy says she didn't think she saw that colorway. So I told Tom, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this with my friend, and I want you to choose my colorway for me. And I want you to choose something that is out of my normal color zone. But he wasn't allowed to choose the Civil War reproduction because I'm not really into that enough to even to do that. So this is the colorway that Mr. Siberian Wind chose for Tree of Life. So yeah, so it is now quilted and needs to get bound. Oh, Susan, she said her son lives the closest and he's the one she sees the least. Ouch. Kathy did the woodland colorway. I would have to go back and look at the colorways because I don't remember what any of them look like. Just being honest, I have no idea what any of them look like. All right. So I'm going to lay this across and I'm going to grab my yellow. Thank you, Kathy. She says, very pretty, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know what I would do with it once it was done. But since I'm going to have Christmas in July, it's going in the sale. I am going to be starting on another quilt on the frame tomorrow. Now that this one is off the frame. Jamie did Olive Grove. Oh, very cool. But there's a lot of greens in that one. Green is not typically my color choice. It was blue with the antlers and wood rounds. Oh, okay. I think I remember seeing yours up on the wall. Susan says that her Wild West is the Bluebell colorway. I love that. I wanted to do Wild West and do that colorway, but I really didn't have the time to devote to doing another puzzle mystery. So I had to not do it, but that totally would have been the colorway I would have chosen. We do have a date, by the way, for Mr. Siberian Wind to come back and hang out. So Van Gogh night is in 2 weeks. The 22nd of June is when Mr. Siberian Wind is going to be back and hanging out with us. And he will be answering the Van Gogh question. It is really thin fabric, Susan. It absolutely is. I knew that when I picked it. And I think that's why it's going to be an orphan block. Is because I'm just going to back it with muslin, or I'll back it with more of the black to just give it a little bit of substance to it. Wild West is Dusty Rose, says Kathy. Yeah. I do like that colorway too. I've seen that one up on your wall too. As I'm knocking everything off of my table. I don't know. This block, I like it, and it's a cute block, but I just don't know that I'm gonna. Oh, hungry in time for dinner. Absolutely, Jess. Enjoy your dinner. Have a good evening. What was I gonna say? I got distracted. Jess, it's all your fault. You distracted me. Food distracts. Food definitely distracts. So yeah, I'm just gonna make this one block, I think, and I'm gonna just back it, like layer it, to make it, not so bad. And then we're just gonna call it even. We're just gonna do this one block, and then I will have a project box empty because I won't need it anymore for this really thin fabric. So I can put this towards some other kind of use. I think that's what I'm going to go for, is some other kind of use. All right. I'll line this up on my... I've got to figure out why this camera is being so finicky. That's something else I need to do. My list is growing, guys. Joan says she did Wrangler and Calamity Wild West PMQs, and she's doing Black Pearl for Under the Sea. Oh, Black Pearl sounds gorgeous. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like it would be. It sounds like it would be. I did want to do another PMQ, but I just didn't have the ability to do it. Melina says she's back. He's all clean and watching his show before bed. Perfect. Perfect. I need to give the puppy dog a bath. He's not going to like me for it, but he needs one. As he is completely zonked out. For the moment, anyway. He'll be zonked out until I ask him for something. Then he'll jump up. Let's see. Susan's will be at her daughter's in Port Angeles. She'll take her laptop with the correct charging cord and headphones. Correct charging cord. Imagine that. You're already ahead of the game. Well, Mr. Siberian Wind is going to be heading out. He's got games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then he's going to be heading out, leaving Friday morning, and he'll be gone for 8 days. So I may have some pop-up lives, some insomnia lives, because he'll be gone. Black Pearl is gray and blacks. Oh, yeah, it'd be gorgeous. It would be gorgeous. I like the fact that your husband picked that up. That's hilarious. I'm not the only one doing that then, huh? I just get decision fatigue after a little bit. You know what I mean? Just having to make another decision. Like, growing up, the one thing people never prepared me for was having to decide what I wanted for dinner every night. Like, why do we have to decide? Why do we have to make these decisions? Why do we not just have decisions made for us that make our life so much simpler? Oh, I'm not sure I would like what everybody else chooses for dinner anyway, but do I still want to make a decision about dinner? No, I do not. I actually didn't make my dinner that I planned to make for tonight. But it'll still be there tomorrow. I can have that for lunch tomorrow, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. I found some tortillas that I can have, and with my fat-free cheese and some chicken strips, I can have quesadillas. And they really taste really good. I was able to make one the other night. I'm low-key energy tonight. I'm sorry. I know I'm not bumping with... I should have put the music on. That's what I was missing. I should have put the music on tonight. Music would have helped, I think. At least pump me up to get going for the night. Because I've been up all day. Went to a craft supply swap today. I took a lot of cross-stitch things to get them out because I don't need them. Who else does that? Who else has like crafts that you just don't even do anymore? Like you don't even bother with, you don't have time for. Who else does that? Is it just me? Am I the odd person? But I don't cross stitch as much as I used to. And I had like 20 plus projects that I'm not needing. Welcome in, Susie. Glad you're here. I'm glad you made it in. Thank you. So I do have a cross stitch hoop still set up with a project that is still in it. This still needs to be done. But I have not worked on it in a hot minute. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I've actually worked on it. So I guess that's pretty telling because I haven't worked on it. I really need to, but I haven't been motivated to. Jamie says that they only quilt and cross stitch. Yeah, I used to cross stitch a lot, especially when we were on the truck because I could cross stitch while my husband drives. Like that was absolutely fine. I have no problems whatsoever doing that. I just look up every so often and that keeps me from getting car sick. I cross-stitched 2 different wedding announcement things. I apologize if that sound annoys anybody. I didn't think to warn you guys. Occasionally I will tear fabric. I don't do it often. Cynthia says that was her the last 20 years. She just started back a couple of months ago. Yeah, see, I've got some projects that I still want to complete. So I'm not counting it out. But I'm just not actively doing it right now. Scrapbooking and card making, says Cynthia. Yeah, I've never been into scrapbooking seriously enough to hang on to any scrapbooking supplies. I did scrapbook for a little bit. I'm just not into it enough to do it wholeheartedly. And I've never been into card making. So that one I can say I've never done. I really need to get on and finish some projects. Let's see. Kathy says, hey Jamie, me too. I quilt, cross stitch, sublimate, work with vinyl and diamond paint, but quilting and cross stitching is what I do most. Yeah. See, I quilt the most. I don't know what my second craft would be. Maybe teaching, I guess. Kathy's Quilts and Crafts got to run. Absolutely, Kathy. Have a great night. The cross stitch is so portable. It is, isn't it, Jamie? Cross stitch is just so super portable. And I have a Lowry frame. I don't remember the spelling. I think it's Lowry, maybe? Something like that. I do have a Lowry frame so that I can still cross stitch even with my wrist being what it is. So I can still cross stitch. And my frame is currently set up in my Lowry frame. So like my little snap hoop or whatever, the little plastic snap hoop, Q-snap kind of hoop, is in the Lowry frame. That was actually so much of a game changer. I could actually get things done. Embroidery, knitting, crochet, needlepoint. Love to quilt the best. Count across is too tedious for her. Yes, Susie, I understand that too. Cross stitches, it can be a beast. It can be a beast. Kathy says she uses Q-snaps on most of her product, but she has a stand-up frame as well. See, my Q-snaps fit in my Lowry frame clamp, so I don't have to change what kind of frame I'm using, which is really kind of cool. Jamie doesn't have a frame. Oh my gosh. Frames are fantastic. Zaza says, quilting, sewing, and pottery. She hasn't done cross stitch in several years. At the moment, she's also doing bookbinding and stained glass. Okay, so I have, knit and crochet too. Yeah. Okay. So I have, let's see, I have vinyl for my Cricut. I have cross stitch. I have resin. I'm looking at my toes, guys. I do have some paints, but I don't really paint. I don't paint as a whole. I have paint in case I want to paint, but I don't usually paint. I have drawing tools. I have machine embroidery stabilizer. Okay, and so I will say this. I do have one of those little knitting machines that you can set on your desk, and it, like, you spin the wheel or whatever, and then it knits for you. I have one of those. Have I used it yet? No. I do have a yarn bowl because I saw the light about that because that was a fantastic invention. And I do have a yarn winder so I can make my yarn into balls. But I don't knit or crochet with hooks or with needles or whatever. I don't have the energy to. And I don't have the hand strength right now. So those kind of came off my list with the hand strength part. You know what? I said I could be doing both of these at the same time, and I keep forgetting. So I could do this one and the one that goes with it. And I haven't been doing that. I kind of forgot. It's my fault. I forgot. All right. So we're just going to work through it. We're just going to work through it. We're going to see how much of this we can get done tonight. And the more we get done, the better. And the less we get done, the worse. Susan says she has an embroidery project she'd like to finish for the fair. Do a little cross stitch. Besides quilting, I used to make jewelry. Was learning how to make stained glass if the lady died. Okay, so I do have jewelry. I'm glad you said something. I do have my jewelry box. Or my jewelry work box. Debbie says she really enjoyed cross stitch but can't see well enough anymore. I have a magnifying glass and a very bright light. So if any time that I go and I want to sit and cross stitch instead of quilting or any other craft that I enjoy, if I want to cross stitch, I will take my lamp in there with me. Welcome in, Rita. Glad you're here. Susie says she used to machine knit, but haven't for several years. She hand knits now. Yeah, I'm not a knitter. I mean, I have the little machine to do it, but I haven't even done that yet. I really just need to pull it out and play with it because I haven't done that yet. Laura says she thinks she's tried every craft imaginable. My husband and I used to manufacture creative stamps and did a lot of stamping and scrapbooking shows, but sold the business to a sister in 2010. Goodness grief. Those stamps and scrapbooking supplies get so dang expensive. Those are profitable businesses, but they're just so expensive. Now mostly crochet and sew. Yes. I'm glad somebody can crochet. Okay, so I did ask. I was over at Andy's channel the other night, and my little... Oh, I took it in. Never mind. I was like, I don't have it anymore. I was like looking for where my little yarn ball was. My t-shirt yarn. So I asked Andy, and apparently I did crochet. So apparently I do still know the basic crochet stitch. Not like single crochet, but what do I do with that after that? I don't know. I have no idea. Rita says her favorite craft is still the dipped wires to make flowers and leaves. Ooh, that's very cool. Yeah, I can still do jewelry. I did a lot of jewelry. I used to make dream catchers or sun catchers, whichever one you want to call it. I used to make those, but I haven't made them in a little bit. And I really didn't continue making jewelry once we moved here. I was making a lot of jewelry before we moved here. Cynthia says, yes, they do get expensive, and I have to have every stamp that I see, right? You know, I'm like that with fabric. You know, a pattern that I don't think I can recreate on my own, I have to have. You know, I have a lot of patterns. Cynthia says she's working on her Father's Day cards tonight. Oh, very cool. I could probably do some card making, but I'm just not really good at it. So one of my friends she's on YouTube, runs a YouTube channel, and she is a card maker. And I was watching what she was doing, and I was just in awe because there's no way I would not be doing any of that. Susan says she taught her Girl Scouts how to do linoleum block printing, and my older daughter printed our Christmas cards for a few years. She did a much better job than I did. Well, you had a job. Your daughter didn't have a job, right? When you don't have a job, you have a lot more energy to be creative and take your time with it. Laura says we did well at the shows, but I developed an allergic reaction to the rubber that we used to make the stamps. We did it for about 10 years. An allergic reaction to the rubber, yeah, definitely time to get out of the business. Ouch. Sounds painful. I have developed weird reactions to things. Hot water is one. I've developed weird reactions. It's not allergies. It looks like an allergic reaction, but the next time I come into contact with whatever, it's not an issue. Like it's one of those kinds of things. Kathy says we used to do shows with ceramics. Oh goodness. Let's see. Went to my local needle workshop yesterday, and one of the hand-dyed fabrics was $90 a yard. I bet. Hand-dyed is not necessarily cheap. I should show you guys when I get it pulled out. I have a little tote with my cross stitch on my cross stitch cart or shelf or whatever you want to call it. And one of the cross stitches that I did on some hand-dyed fabric that I dyed. I bought it at Hobby Lobby, and it was like tan or whatever, and then I didn't like that color for my project, so I dyed it. I hand-dyed it. with my dad in his upholstery shop. We also did a lot of shows. He created bags where they were stamped using screen print. Oh my gosh. Yes. Allergic to nearly everything. Yeah, I'm with you on that. My niece does crafts and sell them at craft shows along a very busy pet sitting business. Ugh. I wish that I had gone into the craft show business years and years ago because I would be so profitable now, but no, not doing it anymore. When were you making them, says Cynthia. Susan, had they started making the stamps with a clear polymer, whatchamacallit? I love that word. I love that word. The clear polymer, whatchamacallit. I needed that tonight. I needed the clear polymer, clear polymer, whatchamacallit. I needed that. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I know. You're asking Laura. Yeah, I get it. Let's see. Joan says, gotta go catch the rest of replay. Absolutely, Joan. She says, have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, Joan. Thank you so much. And guys, if you've not voted, here's your reminder. Go vote. If you've not registered for the retreat, the link is in the description box. Go click the link and register for the retreat if you're going to be here. If you want to be here, it is free to attend. It is free to attend. And we're not going to be working on all of this. We're going to be working on other stuff. Craft show business is nothing like it used to be. So much now is created using machines. Back in the 80s and 90s, everything was done by hand. Very little machines involved, right? Oh, welcome in, Pam. Glad you're here. She says, good evening, team, and all. Glad you have made it in. Good to see your name in the chat. We are just working on the December freebie block, paper piecing block, that has been sitting in my UFO box, or has been sitting in my boxes, becoming a UFO. So we are in the process of getting it out of the UFO pile. Cynthia, oh my gosh. Oh, guys, if you can't read the chat, she says, you're welcome. I'm here all week. Oh, that's so funny. I had girls try their hand at painting, glass etching, and macrame. So I have a glass etching kit. Have I used it? But I do want to, but I haven't yet. I have drawing mandalas from nature as a kit. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. The clear rubber is just becoming available when we sold the business. We manufacture wood-mounted stamps and sold to several stores in addition to the stamping scrapbooking events. That's very cool. Very, very cool. I would have loved to have been successful at the craft fair circuit. I just never had both the support and the ability all at the same time. Chatting is not getting the binding sewn down. No, it is not, but hey, you know what? You have tomorrow, right? You can sew it on tomorrow. You can keep chatting. I'm here giving you permission to keep chatting. Keeping me company. All of you are. Glass etching is so much fun, like copper drawing. So many amazing craft projects that I no longer do. Yeah. There's so much. I mean, I had 2 full bins of cross stitch. Plus, I had a couple of other containers that had more cross stitch stuff in it. So now I am actually down to just the 2 containers. Plus my little three little boxes of thread. That's it. So like if I took all of those out and put them in with the containers, I'd be down to just 2 containers of thread, or 2 containers of cross stitch. That includes all my fabrics, all my patterns, all my hoops, all of that would be in just 2 containers. I need to get back to stitching with it. I just haven't been. They need to talk to text on YouTube, right? Well, on your phone, it might let you do that. It wouldn't be for YouTube, or it wouldn't be YouTube specific. think we're willing to see what your phone says when they do, when your phone does talk to text. Oh, I know. Weird thoughts. I added things to my predictive text on my phone because I was tired of typing things in. All right, so this one is now done. I'm going to go ahead and pull the paper off so it doesn't get really, really stuck to it. Hopefully. We're going to pray. We're going to pray it did not get stuck. It kind of is stuck. This really thin fabric does not like freezer paper. I have a ton of cross stitch embroidery thread that just sits and sits and sits. Just cannot see to use it anymore. So I'm going to change and use beads, well, which I can at least see. Yeah. So my thing with cross stitch, it's not that I can't see it. My cross stitch problem is that my hand literally hurts 24/7. So this is killing me. So I am fighting to just have functionality in my hand at the moment. So anything that puts more stress and I have to do fine motor movements in my left hand is just not happening right now. I'm just not ready for it. Cynthia says she's come to the conclusion that she won't be able to start sewing her flying geese quilt until this fall, but she'll be cutting her 2.5-inch squares throughout the summer. She's cut 200. 1,100 more to go. Not quite that many, but if you want to go with that number, I'll let you. Let's see. Nope, doesn't work on my phone. Oh, darn. I'm sorry, Susan. Let's see. I do paper piecing stuff, but just cannot bring myself to sew through the paper. It seems like a waste. I just use freezer paper. So I am using freezer paper, but this fabric is crud fabric. I mean, it is literally the bottom of the barrel fabric. The pink is still not great. The yellow is probably the best fabric in it. But this black is horrid. I mean, guys, I have a veil. You guys can still see my face through the fabric, and I'm not even, like, if I put it right next to me, you can't see, but if I hold it out, you can definitely see through it. So it is what it is. It's bad fabric. But I've already started using it, so I'm gonna at least make one entire block with it. So I only have 3 more pieces to make, and then I'll have one entire block, and then we can call it quits with this horrible, horrible fabric. Oh, absolutely, Kathy. She says she's got to go. 4:30 is early. Yes, it is. Catch y'all later. Absolutely. Thought it required 1,300 squares. Okay, so it is, you're making 670 flying geese for that quilt, unless you're making it any larger. And in order to make 670, oh, don't forget to vote Yuletide. Yes. Go make sure you vote, guys. Think I'll use SF101 interfacing on it. I might. I mean, I have embroidery stabilizers too. I mean, I've got stuff. So it's going to have something on the back. I'm just going to go ahead and piece it before I do that. It's part polyester too, so it's not my normal fabric. When I pulled it out, I thought it was good, but then I realized once I pulled it out, it's not that great. Okay, so you're doing 670 flying geese. You're going to need 1,340 2.5-inch squares, but then you need 4 more for your cornerstones for the outside border. So you need 1,344 2.5-inch squares. So you're close. You're close. Flying geese all flew into a container, at least for me, says Rita. Mine is waiting to be quilted. I am very proud of myself that I got mine to the waiting to be quilted pile. We are all the way to that point. I knew it was not going to be a fast quilt to assemble. So I knew that was probably going to be the big struggle, guys. I knew it would be. All right. Let's see, which side am I doing first? I'm doing this way. 1,144 left to go, right? Hey, at least you know how many you got left, right? It really is a fun quilt to put together. And guys, if you don't know the quilt that we are talking about, it is Follow the Goose. It was my, let's see, we are in June. It was my April freebie project. So if you want to go back and look in April's lives, look for the April freebie project, and that is where you will find Follow the Goose, along with a pattern download sheet, so you can download for free and be able to do that quilt if you like that quilt. It's not everybody's cup of tea, I know. But by the time you are done, you will have mastered the flying goose. If you have not mastered the flying goose by the time you are done sewing 670 flying geese, we have other problems, right? It's called Flying Bird's Runaway Quilt. I won't believe it, Rita, until I see a label on the quilt. Oh. Yeah, I've got to get some UFOs out of my boxes. And if I don't work on them, I will never get them out. That is what I'm working on it. On the last side, yay, could finish it before bed. That would be exciting, Susan. It would be exciting if you can finish that binding. Mastered, nope, still just like flying birds. Oh, Rita. Well, you will like the June freebie a little bit better then. The June freebie will not take as long to sew. It's got bigger pieces in it. It's got a lot bigger pieces in it. Because we're using layer cakes this month. This month is layer cakes. The next one will be in August, and that will be strips. It will be strips. Oh, y'all are so funny. I have got, so I was asking, I think it was Thursday. No, it was before Thursday. Maybe it was last Sunday. Maybe it was. I am going to issue out a mystery quilt at the end of the year. I don't know exactly when I'm going to issue it out. I will have pieced it and tested everything before you get the instructions, so you will know that it will work. So I don't want you to panic about anything. It will work. But I am going to issue out a mystery quilt sometime later this year. See, it isn't that hard to do. Just cut it. That cutting did a number on my hands, enough that I had to put both braces on. Said, okay, enough of that. Much cutting at one time. Yeah, it is a lot of cutting, Rita. I do agree. I do agree. That's why not all of my quilts are like that. I should have waited until the layer cake quilt to start my very first quilt. Oh, come on, Cynthia. You'll enjoy it. Once it's done, you will look back at it and just go, wow, I accomplished that. And you will be so proud of yourself. You will be so very proud of yourself. Ah, I dropped it. It fell off my table. All the random conversations for Sunday night, right? Let's see. Tammy said, do not panic. So means panic. No. No, Rita. It does not mean panic. There is no panicking allowed. I do not authorize you to panic. No panicking. All right. We are just going to cut, and I'm going to rough cut that off. And I'm going to rough cut down here to get some of this extra out of the way, because I'm tired of hanging on to it. Rita says, Cynthia, it really is not that bad. I should have just did one block and let it rest. Yep. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way. Me panic, not possible. Rita, you're so funny. You are so funny. So yeah, layer cake quilt this month. Then strips in August. So you do not have to have a specific size of strips. all of that will be gone over during the live in August. I've got plans. I have got plans. We are going to use up some strips. Just jumping up and down and throwing a tantrum. Susan, I love it. I love it. Now, are we talking about Rita jumping up and down and throwing a tantrum, or me jumping up and down and throwing a tantrum? Because I've been known to throw a tantrum or two. I've been known to throw a tantrum or two. And a few tables. I'm just kidding. I've never thrown a table. I've never thrown a table. Who here has thrown a table? Because not me. And if you have thrown a table, why aren't we already friends? I mean, come on now. August? That was supposed to be this month, June. Okay, strips is in August. Layer cake is in June. So layer cake is this month. Strips is not until August. I'm not doing 2 freebie quilts in a month. One is plenty. Plenty for me. Because I got to make it all. I can't just, tell you what I think you should do. I have to actually do it. Throw tables on. Well, I plead the fifth. Oh, Rita, you're so funny. Any of us who get frustrated, right, Susan? Oh, okay. For the jumping up and down. Yes. I get frustrated a lot. Hey, I will be done for sure with this one. So I will have just 1/4 left to go. If I don't get it, I don't think I'll get the other 2 8 pieces tonight, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much time I got left. I'm not gonna push it. We're not gonna derail again. I did discover that a shredder also works on fabric. Oh my gosh, Rita. So I took a couple of frames for the cross stitch stuff that I was getting rid of. Because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go back to my old frames. I'm just not gonna. There's no sense in me hanging on to stuff that I'm not actively going to work with. So, all right, that's too small anyway. I don't know why I'm hanging on to it. Welcome. Susie says divine tantrum. Oh, well, I think that's open interpretation. How would you like me to define it? Because there's a lot of options. I mean, I haven't thrown one, getting down on the floor and rolling around on the floor like a 2-year-old in a really long time. But I guess we should never say never, right? Is that the new one? Is it we're not going to say never? Because it might still be an option. Or might still have to. I don't have to throw a tantrum with Mr. Siberian Wind, so I never have to throw a tantrum with him. I just have to tell him that, he's watched his last show on Netflix for the next month and a half. And then he, is happily not giving me a tantrum anymore. I don't have to throw a tantrum anymore because, he's already solved whatever it was that was causing me stress. Oh. I don't know what I can do with this fabric. I wouldn't be able to get it back up. Oh, Susan, I think that applies to a lot of us. Rita just says I get on the floor and I'm there, cannot get up. So that is not an option for me. So I can get down and then I can get up. I just have to be careful how I get up. My go-to used to be getting on my hands and knees and pushing myself up. I can't do that with this wrist. I have no strength whatsoever in it. So I can't even attempt to push myself up. So I have to find a way to rest my forearm down to be able to push myself up off my left side. So, as long as I can do that, then I can still get back up for the moment. I'm not going to say it's going to last. I know it probably won't. But for the moment, I can still get back up. All right, let's see. For paper piecing blocks, these actually are taking quite a bit of time. Oh, I should probably... I have a paper piecing project that you guys have definitely never seen, but I don't know if I have all the parts and pieces. I'm not ready to pull it back out yet. I do not have the strength of my legs to get up, so I was ready to ask from my knees down. I actually have no feeling at all. It's weird to walk, but I still do. I understand that does sound kind of crazy. When I was young, no problem now, no way. I hear you, Susan. See, I can still get up. I just have to be creative. I just can't get up the way I used to get up. And that's actually how I first noticed that I had problems with my hand, with my left hand, is because I started having an issue getting up off the floor. That was actually how we first started realizing that I had issues. But I didn't know what I did to it. And then the cyst didn't show up until... Actually, a friend of mine noticed the cyst before I did. So I don't know. We're almost going on a year. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll eventually be able to get done about my wrist. And if I can get it fixed. So I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Time will tell, right? I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming out. I know it's a late Sunday, so thank you. Cynthia says she wouldn't be able to get up either. Rita says she wears a thing around her neck, so if something happens, if it tilts, it notifies EMS instantly. Yes. That's understandable. I've got a device that, like if I was going to be here by myself all the time, we were going to activate it, so that my dog can go get it, and I can notify authorities by pressing a button. Or he can notify authorities by pressing the button. But we haven't had to use it because Mr. Siberian Wind hasn't left as much as he used to. Susan says in just over 3 weeks we'll be 68. Ooh. You're getting up there. Getting up there. You're just collecting numbers. That's all we're going to call it. We're just collecting numbers. Taking numbers, taking names, something like that. Is that where we're going with? I like the sound of that anyway. It sounds a lot better than, getting old. Because I don't like the sound of getting old. It doesn't even sound fun. Getting old does not even sound remotely fun. All right. We are to the pink. We are to the pink, guys. Yeah, I don't think I'll get another whole quarter in. This one came activated and does not have to have any special devices or anything. It has a charger that sits on it. Okay. Or that it sits on. Okay. Yeah, this one, it does, I don't know how the battery thing works, but it connects to my phone. So it would make a phone call out with my phone. My watch has a panic button that calls 911 if I push it. I bet I could probably call 911 from my watch. I hadn't thought about that. That's really good. I'm glad somebody said that. The later time is better for me. Most live streams on Tuesday and Thursday end before I can join. So I'm glad you have here at least one late night. Yes. So what's really funny. So I have my design walls up behind my long arm frame. And I can bring them over here when I need to, all of that. But every Sunday, without fail, Mr. Siberian Wind points to the Land That I Love quilt. He's like, is that what you're working on tonight? I said, no, that's Thursday nights. Oh, well, what's tonight? It's like, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Oh, I thought you were doing this on Sunday. No, I've never done that on Sundays. Anyone can get it if they need. I refuse to grow up and be old. Not happening. Nope. I hear you, Rita. I refuse to grow up as well. We're not doing the growing up thing. I may have to grow old, like my number may keep changing, but I don't have to grow up. Because why? Why grow up if you don't have to? So because my channel name is Siberian Wind, when I go into other people's chats, especially if they don't know me or I'm new to their chat, I frequently get called Wind or Windy. And what's really funny is an ex-husband of mine, before I came up with the Siberian Wind name, that was actually his moniker for me, his nickname for me, so he could say, you know, that my girlfriend and I, or my wife and I, so he would call me Windy on his chats, or on his blog, or whatever. So it's kind of funny that I'm kind of sticking with Wendy from Peter Pan. Let's see. This one is made by Connect America. Oh, very cool. That is really cool info, Rita. Really cool. So guys, if you are needing Connect America, I still say I am old enough to know better, but young enough to still do it right. I am definitely old enough to know better on some things. And it's not that I'm still young enough to do it, it's that I'm young enough to not care about the consequences of doing it. I'm old enough to know the consequences, but young enough to not care about them still. That's when it gets me into trouble. That's when it gets me into a lot of trouble. Let's see. Rita says, I have followed an old age here going on 25 years, so nope. I'll continue to, as they say, I'm a Toys R Us kid, right? You were old enough to know that song and sing it. So, yes. I'm old enough to know that song and sing it. It killed me when Toys R Us kind of went out of business. I was given a nickname of Sassy due to telling someone old enough to know better and young enough to do it anyway. Yeah. One of my friends calls me a brat because I'm bratty enough to be annoying. And it's because I'm young enough to not care about the consequences. So yeah, I get nicknames too. I don't get sassy though. I don't get that nick. I've never been called sassy. I've been called bratty, but I've never been called sassy. I guess it's just the age of the people calling me the nicknames. Maybe that's it. Oh. So occasionally I am known as the brat. Not here. I'm not a brat in the quilting world. I'm not a pain in the rear enough to be called a brat here. I mean, I guess each to their own, right? If you want to consider me a brat, then you can, but I am not normally one in the quilting world. I can be particular and I can be difficult, but I am not a brat, usually in the quilting world. When I go to the stores, I go down the kids aisle and sell off all the toys. Okay. Now that is crazy, Rita. I don't do that one. I have since stopped doing that one. I will leave products in weird places sometimes. Me too, Tammy. We take the boys there to play. Not always buy anything, but they got to try and play. That was entertaining though. Yes. Toys R Us. I can't believe we've lost Toys R Us. We've lost Big Lots. We've lost Joann's. We've lost Hancock Fabrics. And those are just Pier 1. Not that I went in Pier 1 very often. I'm not a Pier 1 type person. Oh, who else that I went to all the time? I don't know. We've lost so many stores. I was nicknamed Sassy from high school back in 79. So yes, absolutely been lots of years. So one time, only once, One time I went to, I think we were in Target. No, maybe we were in Toys R Us. Maybe we were. I went to a toy store. Oh, Kmart. Yes. Gosh, I miss Kmart. Oh gosh, I miss Kmart. Um, I went to a store with my husband at the time, the same one that named me Wendy, or nicknamed me Wendy. And we got these dinosaur toys, stuffed toys, and we put them on the scooters, we put them on the bicycles, we put helmets on them. Like, we took them all around the place and put them in different situations and just took pictures. And we were spamming one of our friends with pictures of all of that. Kmart Dollar Days furnished my first apartment. Oh my gosh, Pam. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is so many years ago. I had a TV stand from Kmart. And it was this piece of wood with the 4 holes in the side. It was 2 rectangular pieces, or maybe 3. And then the 2 side pieces, or the side pieces were these corner style ones. So that it was, it was like the inside of a drunkard's path. So it was a right angle and then a curved part. And so the bars that kept everything together were these plastic bars that screwed into each other. And I did not use that for its intended purpose of putting a TV on. I used it in my sewing room as my sewing shelves long time ago. The plastic poles actually destroyed before the wood pieces destroyed. Just so you might not know, many of the Joann's products are now, yeah, they are going to be sold at Michael's. So, little known fact, Michael's actually bought the rights to Hancock Fabrics licensing as well when Hancock Fabrics was closing, but they never did anything with it. So, I think this is more just a marketing, well, all these people are not going to have Hancock Fabrics anymore, so we'll sweep up the market there. It's not going to be everything that they're going to carry. I don't think my store has even got any fabric in it all yet. Maybe I'll send Mr. Siberian Wind into Michael's tomorrow just to see. But I don't think that they are carrying anything yet. They're a smaller store, but they're not going to expand this store as far as I know. So we're just kind of in a desert. Blue light specials from Kmart. Yes. We had our pictures done when my son was a baby. We had our family pictures done at Kmart in the photo place at Kmart. Long before dollar stores. Yes. Blue light specials is a phrase I will never forget, right? What did I do? But that little TV shelf thing that I was talking about, I got at Kmart. Oh gosh, I remember those. I remember Kmart. So my mom worked at Walmart, and our neighbor from down the street worked at Kmart. So I always thought Walmart was better than Kmart because my mom worked at Walmart. I don't know. I don't know why, but that was my mindset. That was my mindset. All right, so this is the end of this quarter, or this 8th. See, yes, definitely Susan. She says she'll have to check the Michaels next time she goes to Yakima. Yeah, definitely check and see if they are yet, because not all of them will be carrying it, which is really awful. Like, we're going to be stuck with, the stores and the areas that we can get to that don't have anything. And all these people are going to be talking about, well, what do you mean you don't have it? Our store doesn't carry it. You know what I mean? It's that kind of deal. All right, this freezer paper really likes these fabrics way too much. I'm going to leave it attached a little bit so I can trim it up. Michael's near me is packed. They'd have to expand if they wanted to add fabric. See, that's my store's problem too, is they have a lot of stuff, but they don't have room to expand. And I don't think they have any desire to expand this store. The other problem, and I kind of heard this when I was hearing from some other people about the buyout, where Michael's is going to, now have the rights to Joann's. The other problem that we're going to be facing, guys, is it is going to be catering more towards yarn and crochet and knitting than it probably will be to sewing an actual fabric. So, we're still going to be fighting that battle of not having enough of what we actually need as quilters. Welcome in, Jennifer. Glad you're here. She says, good evening. Glad you made it. Rita says, the Michaels here are selling fabrics such as 15 fat quarters for only $16. Oh, that's not bad. I hope it's good fabric, though. The Federal Way Washington Michaels store has some pre-cuts when I went in 2 weeks ago. I will look, or I will have the husband go in and look. Because I don't want to go in and get disappointed and then have an emotional moment. So I will send the husband in to look because he is really good at that stuff. I don't do the emotional go in and look stuff. I had a pair of sandals my dad bought for me in junior high from Kmart. They finally fell apart in my 30s. We got our back to school clothes at the Kmart that was only a few miles away. Yes. Some things were better bought at Kmart than anywhere else. Not everything, but some things. My mom worked at Walmart until she had her major stroke in 14. She was a department major of fabrics and crafts until it went away. Oh my gosh. My mom worked in the toy department when they still had employees just for the toy department. She worked in the toy department, and then for Halloween, she dressed up as a jester. She made her own costume. It was like a one-piece number, and she did face makeup, and I think I don't know if she put a wig on or she just styled her hair crazy or something. Maybe she put on a red nose. I don't remember. But she had a jester costume that had bells on the collar, the fancy collar. Let's see. Susie says she's hoping to stop there tomorrow on her way to Laramie. Stopping here in Casper. Okay. That would be cool. Cynthia says she has at least 3 tubs of fabric. That was hers. Yes. That was good fabric back in the day. It's not good fabric now, but it was good fabric back then. Let's see. Our Michaels fabric is not good. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is if our Michaels does get fabric in, I bet it's going to be the bottom of the barrel. The black cotton polyester mix that is see-through. Laura is asking Jamie, have you purchased fabric from Michaels? Their knee socks were great. I was so hard on footwear and still have a knee pair of them. Oh my gosh, Susan. My socks would not have lasted that long. Oh. Cynthia says that her Michaels sells fat quarters, but that's all she sees so far. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Michaels fabric. If they do sell fabric. I don't know if I've got anything so far. Jamie says she didn't buy any of it, Lorish. It seemed like it was not good quality. I think that's what the problem that we're going to be facing is it's going to be the bottom of the barrel stuff. It's going to be maybe a step above Walmart or maybe not. Like some of the Walmart is okay, but not all of it. Some is in Michaels. They only had a few pre-cuts. Let's see. Michaels has their own line of fabric called Loops and Threads. See, that's where you get into the iffy fabrics. When companies have their own fabrics, own fabric brands, that's when you get into the iffy stuff. Okay, so we got 3/4 done. So that's not too bad. I don't really want to start on another quarter just yet. So I got one piece, and let me find my other one. There we go. And I will be able to do all of that pretty easily with what I got left. So yeah. Let's see. Our Walmart is also cutting back the fabric selection. Okay, so I have, since we're going to talk about Walmart, I have 2 Walmarts in town. One on one end of town has been pre-cuts and pre-cuts only since I moved here. The other one had a fabric counter, and so you could get some things there, and then, you know, they've got a lot of pre-cuts now, but they still have a counter. They were the ones selling out of a lot of their fabric, and they still have some fabric. So, I don't know. Sorry. From what I see, the one by you, Tammy, does not sell fabric, but you can order it for delivery. Yeah, and that's kind of the problem, is I'm not going to order fabric if I can't touch it. If I don't know for sure. I will continue to shop garage sales and thrifting it and all of that kind of stuff to keep track of all of it and see what I can hang on to, because I don't want to buy lower quality fabric just to be able to make a few bucks, if you know what I mean. Rita says the Walmart close to her has stopped selling bulk like 3 years ago. They do have yardage cut already and also fat quarters. Yeah, that all gets shipped in that way, and that's what one of my stores is. The other store actually has a cutting counter still, so there's still a little bit of fabric to cut. Not as much as there used to be, but they still have a lot of, you can get yardage cut. So the one closest to me is the one with the counter still. The one on the other side of town is the one that is pre-cuts only. So once I get done with this, these will probably get cut into strips. Ooh, Nanette says that they have a new quilt store opening up. Fantastic. Oh, have you registered for the retreat yet? It is the description. It's in the description box. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about the Walmart fabric or the Michaels fabric. I don't know. I'm not going to keep this black and cut into 1-inch squares. I don't feel like it's going to be worth my time. I know that's odd. Like, am I sick? Oh, good. You have. Yay. Awesome. And guys, if you are thinking about coming to the retreat, please make sure you sign up for it. The retreat link is in the description box. The retreat is free. It is Zoom. You do not have to be there the whole time. You can come and go as you please. It will be going all night, Saturday night into Sunday, and it ends an hour before my Sunday night live for After Sunset Sunday. And I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it will be. I enjoy a retreat. I enjoy a retreat. And I don't think Mr. Siberian Wind is home for this retreat. So I will have to take the dog out and bring the dog in and fix dinner and all of that kind of stuff. But I can get microwave food. There are quilt stores within an hour drive, but I refuse to pay $20 to $30 a yard. Not happening. Yeah, it shouldn't be $20 to $30 a yard, but it still will be more expensive than... No, the retreat is the end of June. So 28th and 29th. The freebie quilt is on June 27th. And then the retreat is June 28th and 29th. One of our nicer stores that only sold bundles, kits, patterns, and notions bought a 10,000 square foot space and is now going to carry bolts and more. Oh, that's awesome. That'll allow you to get a lot more fabric that you couldn't get before. So that's really good news. That's really good news. What do you think of the block, guys? What do you think? You think it's coming out cute? if I'd done it in different fabrics. Your last retreat was great, Tammy. Thank you, Rita. I enjoy it. I'm gonna look and see if Mr. Siberian Wind is working here in town. Oh, he will be here in town. So he will be here for the retreat, guys. Oops, and I have something else this weekend. Oh, that's okay. All right, let's see. So I can ping your brains, guys. Have you ever worked with velveteen? I know, crazy question. Have you ever worked with velveteen? Let me know. Put it in the comments if you have. Have you ever worked with velveteen? I need to know. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys over for just a second. Then I'm gonna get it going back up. I promise. Okay. I didn't want to make you guys sick. There we go. And we are going to take that off, and we're going to turn this one off. I thought. Bear with me. I apologize. My mouse is clicking things. Okay. We have 2 quilt shops here, Windy Stitches and Stash, a new one that is operating out of Guy's Home. Cynthia says never, what is it? Nanette says I like it. Jamie says I like it. Are we talking about the block, or are we talking about the velveteen? Okay. Only painted on it. Okay. So here's my debate. The quilt that you guys can now see up here, it is on the quilt frame. It is not loaded on the quilt frame. It is just laying on the quilt frame. This is my next commission quilt. It is quite literally strips of velveteen. It is sewn in the middle, and the client did like move the seam, so it's not one straight seam all the way down the center. But the entire quilt is like that. The entire quilt top is like that. And she provided a sheet she wants used as the backing, a flat sheet, as part polyester, part cotton. It is not Riley Blake's fabric. Nope. I have, but years ago when my daughter was in dance. Susie says she's worked with velveteen. Okay, so I have never, and Debbie's not sure, maybe a long time ago. So I have never sewn velveteen. I have sewn velvet. I've never sewn velveteen. That's what this feels like. It's got that stiffer backing to it that velvet doesn't have. Velvet is very stretchy. This is not stretchy. It is, I don't think it's, I mean, it might be a little stretchy, but it's not stretchy like velvet. It is a little bit more substantial, if that makes sense. I'm going to be putting batting in there. I asked whether they wanted minimal quilting or dense quilting. Minimal quilting. I'm going to be doing crunchy. Yes, exactly where I was thinking. Same thread color throughout. So I've got green, red, purple, yellow. I think there's pink and maybe orange. I have no idea. I don't remember what all the colors are. I just pulled this out today. They said probably a curvy design, which is good. They do want the fringe left open. So, that's the response I got back from the client. Have you ever quilted with velveteen? Like what kind of, oh my gosh, I don't know what kind of design to even go with. What are your suggestions? Because I'm going to be looking tomorrow. Let's see. I also have a marine velveteen comforter that I made that is on my bed. All solid fabric that I simply quilted. Not a quilt, but a comforter. Oh, Cynthia. I love it. Oh, she said, I thought you said you worked the velveteen, like it's an event. I wish it was, right? Rita says she put the super high loft batting inside hers when she made it. I've got some polyester batting. I can see if it's big enough. It might be big enough for this. I have no idea what to put on it. Who is it for? It's for a client. Somebody's paying me to quilt it. And I have no idea what I'm even putting on it yet. I have no idea what thread color I'm going to use. I have no idea yet. The backing is blue. It is like, if you see the plastic bag that is down here with batting scraps in it, it is kind of that kind of blue. It's an adult. She's a grandmother. She's not my grandmother. She is a grandmother. I just put large loops. If you try and make tight loops, it bunches, so be careful. Yeah, okay. Do you think I could do waves? I wonder if waves would look good. Do you think waves would look good? Because the fringe, okay, so if you are seeing I don't know how well you can see it. So if you're seeing what looks like a border that goes down this side and then across the bottom, if you see that border, that is actually, she does want it left loose. So I cannot quilt outside of this. So I have got to make sure that the machine is stopping before I get to that point. I think I'm going to have to manually quilt this. I don't think I can automated quilt it. I just use a clear thread, then you can not really see thread color. Oof. I might have. Is that really orange fringe? It is red, orange, and kind of fuchsia. It's kind of like fuchsia and orange. It does kind of match the red stripe that you're seeing. It does kind of match that a little bit. Yes, that's what they're called, like big loops. Okay. So I just set more. Yeah, but I'm not sure that it's all that even all the way across. So I'll be resetting it every time. I think I would be faster ruler quilting it maybe. So I'm thinking maybe if I can get the backing tight enough on there, I can just ruler quilt it. So I could do waves. That may be what I do. I don't know what else to do, guys. I have no idea what else to do. Because it is probably going to be a hot mess if I'm not careful. I have no idea what quilting design I'm going to use. Oh, I'm taking suggestions. I'm open to taking suggestions, just saying. I mean, what would you put on it? If this was your quilt to quilt, what would you put on it? Because I just don't know. It's actually, I've got it laid out that direction, but I think the backing, I'm gonna have to turn it 90 degrees. Geometric squares. See, I thought about that too, and she said something curvy. Or probably curvy design. So I'm thinking I do need to kind of stick with curves. I was thinking geometric squares originally. Like ones that go around and then, back around or whatever. I don't envy you at all, Tammy. Right, Susan? I could do swirls. Like I've got, spirals rather. Spirals. I've got spirals. If you do waves, you can match the unevenness of the quilt. That way it is not noticeable. See, I'm thinking that's what I may have to do. Or overlapping circles. I might be able to get away with that. Bubbles. Oof. Bubbles I would get so tight with. I I don't know. I can't manually quilt bubbles. I would have to do a quilting pattern for that. I'm debating on whether I want to. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I feel Baptist fan. Oh, that Baptist fan would be pretty on it, but I don't think I can pull it off. I don't think I can pull it off. Just do waves. That's what I may end up having to do. Because the fringe, I don't know how well you can see it. Let's do this. Bear with me just a moment, guys. I'm not moving the camera. I'm just making it larger. If you can see this fringe border around it, it waves up and down. So I kind of think I want to try to go with waving the border, if that makes sense. All right, let me let me grab the camera again and resize it back down. Here we go. We'll move it back up. Loopity loops. I was thinking about that too. Laura says I think I'd go with waves or larger loops. Yeah. Can you do ribbon candy? I don't know if I can. I don't think I have the rulers to do ribbon candy very well. The ones I did are a wave, but they come together kind of, then go back out. Yeah, I think maybe if I quilt it as a wave, I can get it to, like, it will look seamless. It's kind of what I'm thinking. My other concern with this quilt is, do I quilt along the rows like I've got it laid out right now? Or do I turn it 90 degrees and do I quilt across the seams? Like, which way do I have the waves go? So it's like, how many ways can I overthink this and stress about it? Can you do the ups and downs like the fringe but wider? Maybe. I might have a ruler to do that. Maybe just put those waves on the seams between each piece that comes together. No, that makes sense. Like, just make sure that I wave into the seam. So, like, between the purple and the red, and between the red and the green, and between the yellow and the purple. Yeah. That would suck to cross the seams. I'm kind of worried about that. I don't know what to expect when I get into stitching it, and I don't have any velveteen to test with, so I have no way to test anything prior to actually sewing on this quilt. Now my machine will stitch through it, I know that. Corner to corner. Oh, no, I'm not doing it angled. It is going on that frame. Laura says she would go along the rows herself. Yeah. Not square, but corner to corner. Yeah, I can't. I don't know that I can get it to go corner to corner because of the way I'll have to load it on the frame. Because I can only do so much. I'm not taking it off the frame and, like, doing it that way. There's some watching who should show their love and give Tammy a thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes, guys, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. I know I'm kind of off the rails and just talking and all of that now, but please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. I don't know. You guys will get to see some pictures as I get along with this, because I'm going to take pictures to send to my client as I get it loaded onto the frame and get it started and everything else. I'm going to take pictures as I go, because I can't. Yeah, I'm just not. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. I am not going to. This one's going to be a well-documented quilt. So not this week, but probably this weekend, I will take the rag quilt, or the jelly roll rug, and I will be blocking it. So you guys will get to see pictures of that coming up. Oh, gotcha, Rita. She says she has a stitch setting on her machine that makes those loop things. So if I do the stitches like that, I can't use it on the frame, so I'm not going to do that. So the jelly roll rug is going to be this weekend, and this quilt is going to be this week, but you guys will get pictures. And then we got Land That I Love coming up on Thursday. We have Tuesday coming up. We still have Tuesday. Gosh, we still have Tuesday. Oh, can you guys see why I've been stalling out? Should quilt just fine just be continuous of needle size? Yeah, conscious of needle size, yeah. What size needle would you use, Nanette? Because I've been using a 90. I've been using a 90 because I've been using cotton thread. So if I swap to invisible, I've got to find my invisible thread. But if I swap to invisible, if I've got enough invisible thread to do it, I don't know what size needle I should be using. I just don't typically do this kind of quilt. This is not my normal. This is not my normal. Top stitch needle. Okay, I do have top stitch needles, so that won't be an issue. I might just have to go find some invisible thread though. Because that is a really good idea, is doing invisible thread. I'm just worried about the invisible thread breaking, because the moment that invisible thread breaks, it just ravels back out. So yeah, this is going to be a well-documented journey. Just saying. Well, guys, it is almost 10 p.m. It is like 1 minute away. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me put together this block. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for giving me ideas for the quilt that's on the frame. That's going to be loaded on the frame this week. I will see you guys for sure Tuesday night. I will be going to a baseball game Wednesday, so you guys will get to see. I will post a link to where you guys can watch the baseball game if you want to come hang out virtually with me. I will be in person, but you guys can come hang out virtually. Light gray or pale mint green? I might have a light gray, but I don't know if I've got enough, so we'll see. We'll see what I got. Then Thursday we will have, yeah, I don't have a sample of any of this fabric. Yeah, I know. Maybe I don't know if Hobby Lobby has velveteen at all, but I guess I'm going to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. But I don't have, let's see, so Tuesday we'll have our Tuesday edition. Thursday we will have Kathy hanging out with my hubby home for Land That I Love. And you guys can see it just in the very upper portion of the screen. You guys see my design wall behind everything. But please, if you have not hit that thumbs up, please do so. If you have already done that, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, please, please go touch some fabric. Go pat some fabric. Go put needle to thread. Go get that serotonin boost. This is going to be a long week, guys. Monday comes bright and early. So please get that serotonin boost in tonight before you go into bed. And I will see you Tuesday. So do not forget, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Come hang out with me. We're going to have a great Tuesday edition. I'll have some more information about this quilt and what I'm doing with it available for you guys on Tuesday.